As part of our farming effort, we want to be starting to farm with chickens, and you can see there's a lot of abandoned things lying around, and I have come across this specific part over here, which I think is from an old cold room, and I think it might just help us to build a small chicken coop so that I can start raising little baby chickens in a controlled environment. So let's see what it looks like. As you guys can see, clearly it's not from a cold room, seems to be from a house that was dismantled. So I'm going to try and see what I can get out of here, because normally this is quite good insulating material, so might still be able to recover something from here. You can see the panels lying at the bottom. So there's a bunch of small flat panels, but this is what I'm really after. This is quite good insulating material, and if I cut this carefully, I would be able to build a small contained area where I can heat the environment, and also make sure the humidity is correct for raising little baby chickens. Okay, so I've managed to get out what I think is probably usable. There's a few pieces left, but they're difficult to load on my own. And yeah, let's see what I can do with it. My stuff I'm not going to use. There's a little shed over there. I'm moving it into that shed because it's got a fairly good roof. It should be good to keep it for me to use my next project. So the thought is that the structure over here, if I could cover it adequately, I could move it alongside that end. It's close enough to my house where I'm currently staying, and it's also close enough to my solar system over here that's on the inside of the building, which I would need for my solar lights and all my controls that I need to put up here for the little chickens. So let's see what I can do. So I managed to move this. Is in position now. Just going to check the levels, because I really need it to be mostly level, because obviously there will be water inside. So just trying to sort this out so it's steady and level, and then we'll start building. So halfway through the build, it's to be expected. It's a bit of a mess, but going along well. I have to figure it out as I go along. So I want to actually separate that into two sections with a little divider that I can pick up, so I can move the chickens from the one side across to the other side when I clean their bedding, and also, you know, for the possibility later on that I would be having more chickens in one little enclosure. But yeah, working well. So this is day 2 on the chicken brooder. I have managed to do the roof, and just busy finishing off the interior. Then I want to paint, neaten it up. I am now also looking at sharp edges and things that could be problematic. I'm going to change those over shortly, but going along well. Taking a bit longer because unfortunately these panels I have have been lying outside for a long time, so they're not of the best quality, and I'm working alone, so it takes a little bit more time. So my chicken brooder is this far. I think it's basically done. Some finishing off work that I need to do, painting and neatening it up, and then I need to put in the control systems for this, locks and so forth, so that I can keep the creepy crawlies and the snakes and the stuff out, but happy with it so far. So on my chicken brooder, I want to be able to heat up the brooder if it needs to be. The humidity controller is over there, but I want to install an additional fan so that when the temperature does get high, I can circulate more air through the little brooder. So I've just set this up, and what I'm doing here is just testing to see if when the temperature gets below a certain point, I want it to be switching off. There it goes, stopping. So yeah, now I can control temperature as best as possible in the little brooder. Brooder is about finished now. I'm going to have to let it run for a while just to make sure that I can maintain temperature. So my lamp's up. I've got a humidifier working, probe sitting over there. Got two probes, one temperature, this one over here can do both temperature and humidity. And then this one was one which I used from a furnace that I built. I'll tell you why. So, a bit of messy wiring, but we'll clean that up as soon as this has been running for a while and I'm sure that it's all good. So the controller is sitting on the outside. So what I've installed is an additional extraction fan. So should the temperature at some point go too high, and that's why I've got that temperature sensor independently there, then this will start extracting some air and hopefully cooling down the inside of the brooder. And this is its little control over here. I've set it up at 40 degrees Celsius. Probably will bring it down a little bit in time. And then over there, got my humidity controller, and I've got my temperature controller, which the temperature controller does the infrared lamp, and obviously the humidity controller does our humidifier on the inside, as you see running at the moment. So I'm going to close this up, let it run for a while, and see if I can stabilize temperature at the right locations with the humidity also at the place I want.